very quickly, the market is about to change, and it is about to change for good. If you look at gold over last 10, 20, 30 years, you get to see this. And what does that mean? And why is it pointing to that direction? If you look at this, the idea in the market, which is being spread across, is like this. US Fed rate cut is coming, and most of them expect there should be a 25 to 50 basis point cut. Now, whether that's 10 basis point cuts, whether that's going to be a 25, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they cut the rates. Because if they do, now all the ideas which they are leaning in towards, the new platforms for currencies, comes into the picture. Because if they are about to take out a ton more liquidity, new currencies, M2 money supply, then they need new infrastructure. And that is where the chosen ones come into the picture. I'm not saying just XRP, I'm not saying just XLM or HBAR or any of those. What I am arguing is what the market is looking at. What I'm arguing here is this is what the market is showing you, whether we like it or not. So let's break that down. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Watch the liquidity play out. Watch how the liquidity is actually moving. Right now, there's more capital going into the Tether, which is mainly due to the volatility created by Bitcoin. So if you anticipate a move like this, that on a micro level makes a lot of sense. But now the question becomes, what does a medium term shows? So from an hourly chart, say you zoom out, you go to a 4-hour chart, it's still pushing to the downside. You don't have much of a trend line there. All that you can see is the double top formation, which is at the local highs. How many of you remember this thought process shared here repeatedly over last few weeks? Now, one of the major things we as bulls in the market right now, looking at all the macro perspectives, we want a reversal. Now, that's basically what you're looking at on a 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is starting to argue there is some buying power coming in. So you go on to a 12-hour chart. So you go on to a daily chart. And you end up watching that, okay, the daily is still trending to the downside. But yes, it is a fact that one particular candle to the upside, that range is now taking almost 4 candles to the downside, which shows buyers were really strong compared to the bears, which are trying to push the price down over the last few days. So then the question mainly becomes like, okay, the liquidity is coming in, but the liquidity is not pushing Bitcoin too much to the upside. Which direction is money flowing? This is something you'll have to look at. Every short moves down in the Bitcoin dominance is giving rise to some coins doing exceptionally well. So when I say that, I mean, watch for the liquidity flow in the market. When you're here and you're watching which exchanges are giving you the volume. Is it directly coming from one particular exchange? Is it actually spread out? Now go down and look through the assets and its pairs. Which of this is bringing in the most? So you kind of understand, yeah, it is XRP USDT bringing most of the volume. Now at some point, if you see one particular currency, maybe Euro, maybe Korean won, surging heavily, that is a narrative shift in that particular currency region towards this asset. And say you look at all these small trades we were actually going through, it was like 1 day to 3 or 4 days hold, just that, and trying to compound through 30% as an average is what we were looking at. Now, if you look at that earlier this month, we started one. In 4 days, we closed it. Then after that, we found another one. Again, in 4 days, we closed it. Then another day, we found another one. On the same day, we were able to close it. So as you look through the market, look through the details, you will get some good trades. But the thought process should be neat and clean. You should not force a trade unless all the signals come in, because even if all the signals comes in, at least 3 out of 10 trades is going to go against you. So in that scenario, if you're forcing it, then you may be like 6 to 7 trades going against you. You don't want that. So easy narrative, watch Bitcoin. Whenever Bitcoin gives you an idea that at least on a micro level, it is trying to bounce, now look for assets performing against Bitcoin. This is going to give you some advantage. Now, on the trend line side of things, you can be a bit liberal. You can look at it conservatively or a little liberal view. Now, as a trader, if you are highly levered, you don't have too much room to do this. So make sure you understand the macro narrative and which direction the money flow is. As of now, yes, you did put these 3 points in Bitcoin market, which is a good thing, but we still didn't break through this particular trend line. That's key region for Bitcoin. We had an argument of we're going to come back up to test the 61, 62 range, and we did do that. And we did put the argument while we were close to 53. Now, the bullish engulfing candles at this price point is staying the same. You watch the 1, you watch the 2, you watch the 3. So we're not getting invalidated on that front. So now you start going on a weekly chart to see, okay, are we getting something similar? Yeah, but this is the first time. Remember, on a 3-day chart, yes, you got that 3 times, but on a weekly, this is the first time. So once you do get that, yeah, you ride up to at least test the local top. So that top is 65. We have not yet done that. So there is higher odds that with the macro decision, whether it's a rate cut of 25 basis point or 50 basis point, the market should push higher. But before the market pushes higher, what we have seen historically is high volatility. The market kind of shakes a lot of people and then go to that direction. So whales are involved, financial institutions are involved, because the amount of liquidity in this market is very attractive. You look at certain coins out here and you're like, okay, the projects are not that sound, but you have hundreds of millions running into that particular project. This is where whales would participate. This is where either they push it too much to the upside to kick those who are shorting to the outside, or they push it down. So the longs are liquidated. So you need to understand which direction they are playing. And one of the easy way to do that is to go on to the weekly chart. This is the only place where XRP stands on top. The rectangular pattern which we've been talking about still stays there. The RSI agrees on that same point. The RSI talks about a continuation pattern. The price is trying to bounce off from that particular support, and you do have the bullish engulfing candle which is staying strong for XRP. So on a weekly narrative, what you're watching is this: a continuation to the upside. A break here is going to be somewhat similar like this. It should get more pushed to the upside. Maybe there is going to be some news which kind of gives room for a bigger boost. But that's just speculation at our end or my end. I really don't know what kind of news is going to come, but the price action may behave like that. Now, if you take the entire payment space, at least those ones which are really legit, strong in terms of project, you're watching all of them holding on to the ground here. So this is your trend line. You're now flirting with that trend line, but trying to bounce off. So a short-term bounce in these assets makes a lot of sense. Whether that's XLM, whether that's XRP, it kind of feels that way. Then you come on to HBAR. That's another payment asset. It's a strong project, but it's getting beaten by the market. Now you'll watch, okay, that's a bullish divergence, right? So usually you do this and you go up. But let's say you don't do those magic, you just reach back to this high. Why that high? This is the previous support turning into the new resistance. So you want to make sure the price reaches that range and break that after testing it. That means the supply and demand has been balanced before it breaks higher. If not, you'll see something like this and then come back down. We don't want to see that. What we do want is a healthy grind up, a healthy breakout. That's exactly what XRP is doing now. You watch whether it's on a macro, you may put that on a monthly chart. What you're watching in XRP is this. You had a bounce, you bounced off with a couple of bullish candles. Now we are doing the supply demand equation. A break to the upside is all that you need, which would push it dramatically. Maybe $6, maybe $20, maybe $50, I don't know. But I will not give a lot of weight towards $50. Rather, as 16 to 20 would make a lot of sense. With all the measured moves, yeah, around 15 is a good target. But let's be conservative. When the price goes, we'll watch the volume and extend where we can go. Till that point, while you're in the market, make sure you follow Bitcoin. This is the short-term signal. If Bitcoin is about to reverse, it's about to give you some sort of signal that, yeah, the rate cuts are being announced and I'm reversing. That's good. While you enjoy that ride, understand the ABC is a positive sign, but the ABC can be very choppy. Because you did the 1, the 2, the 3. Now there can be a big choppiness towards 56,360. The first support was already taken, 57,800. We are now below that, which means the second level of support close to 56 is what you should be eyeing. But then you go into the market, understand which opportunities are real and valid. Take them. India as a family, we've been breaking things down. We've been giving you the right idea so that you don't miss the opportunities. You don't miss red flags, because if you see that post, you can jump out of it. If you don't, you get stuck there. But understand, SF Family is there to keep you educated and updated about all the opportunities. One of the primary thing I would argue is getting things at the right time. This is a thought process which I shared with the group, one of them. Look at this, the bearish patterns breaking to the upside, which is bullish. It's kind of double bullish. Now you see that happening again and again, but that happens very rarely. But you do see that happening every time at what level? The blow off the top. This is what we're speaking about. So once you do see a break to the upside, this is all that you're watching for, a blow off the top. If gold is about to do that, just like in 2021, that was just the beginning of the entire crypto market starting to rally. And while gold was going down, crypto did go higher, or a lot of capital moved out of these markets into different assets. Crypto happened to take some liquidity from there too. So watch this. This is about to blow through. And while this happens in the gold, crypto is about to ride a little bit shaky, and then as soon as this slows down, crypto should start running up. So if you want help in understanding the opportunities coming in the market, watching all these assets, if you're confused, this is the place to be. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button. I'll meet you guys on next video. Bye for now.